Did you see Patrick Peterson trolling Kyler Murray?
Oh man, playing the video games. Did you see him afterwards too? They asked him like, "Oh, what game were you pretending to play?" And he's like, "Look, man, I'm not a gamer. I think it was called Call of Duty. I hear there's a new one that just came out. Like, I don't know, man. That's not like I'm a football player, not a gamer."
Oh, that is so messed up. Oh.
Well, and then at the end of the game, afterwards on the field, openly calling out Cardinals general manager Steve Keim, demanding to know where he is, wants to talk with him face to face. Apparently, Keim has been hiding from him, blowing him off. Said he was going to call him back 2 years ago. Never did. Traded him away and never spoke with him. And I guess you read between the lines, it seems like Patrick Peterson wanted to have a conversation about this, and Steve Keim told him that he would, and then just never did. And Peterson clearly still pissed about it. The Vikings go out and beat the Cardinals on Sunday, and this was the only thing on Patrick Peterson's mind. You can tell he came into that game fired up. He stayed fired up well after that whistle had sounded to end the game. So
ended up 3 pass deflections. He was all over the field that game.
Yeah.
He played well. I mean, and yeah, that's crazy. I just, because he got traded, so when he got traded, was it last year? Was it last off season or the season before?
I think season 4. I think this is his second year in Minnesota, but I can't even swear to that. We'd have to look that up. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean,
but he's still holding a grudge. There's no doubt about that. Don't piss off Patrick Peterson.
No, he's literally ready to fight poor Steve Keim.
Yeah, and you don't ever hear a player openly call out the general manager who traded him.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I want to see him in person, face to face. I don't even want him to see this. I don't want to talk with him here. I want to see him in person. Oh, so he's in a pretty good spot. I mean, you went to Minnesota. You're now sitting here. Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, they're 6-1. Packers are fall to 3-5. So, and they've already beaten the Packers. So that's essentially a 5-game lead. Yeah. I mean, you think it's a tiebreaker. I mean, they're 7 games in to the season, and they already have a 5-game lead. That's
pretty amazing.
Man.
No, I mean, look, if you want to play a winning team, be on Minnesota right now, not Arizona. You don't want to be in Arizona. You may prefer to live in Arizona over Minnesota. But man, you don't.
Take a losing season.
But as far as playing on a good team, I mean, you'd way rather be on Minnesota right now if you care about winning than in Arizona. Because, I mean, look, you and I and the rest of the crew, and, we text about this stuff quite a bit. And, something is very broken in Arizona. And, I mean, right before the season, they extended Kyler Murray, of course, signed him to a monster deal, which we at the time felt was ridiculous, dramatically overpaying him. And, he certainly hasn't played up to that contract so far. They extended head coach Kliff Kingsbury for reasons I will never understand. And they've seen no progress under Kingsbury. I mean, and then they also extended general manager Steve Keim. So you extended all three, the 3 things. And okay, so now when it's not working, what do you do? All right, who are you going to get rid of? It's probably going to be Kingsbury. If I had to take a guess, that's where you have to go.
Or Keim. I mean, it could be Keim at this point because, I mean, you could start with Keim, but then again, you bring in another general manager. They don't want your leftover coaches. They always want to pick their own coach. And man, why? I mean, is it a package deal? Like, are Kyler and Kingsbury just that inseparable? He wouldn't seem like it, considering the last game when they were like barking at each other and Kyler was all in his face. Man, Kyler's projected 21 touchdowns and 13 picks this year. I mean, that's his projection right now. I mean, and he's going to get the yards rushing. I mean, he'll get those. And, that's a big factor, I guess. It's, but 4,200 yards, 21 touchdowns, 13 picks for... Man, that is just... at the time, it didn't even make sense that you would have him... that you would extend him to that much. I don't know. Did you feel hamstringed into it? Like, we got no other choice at this point. Like, we have to sign him to this. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, a lot of money to be paying a guy who football just does not seem to be his passion. Football does not seem to be the number one thing that Kyler Murray cares about. And we know this. Look, we're not going to beat a dead horse by talking about the provision that was put into that new contract, literally demanding that he watch a certain amount of game film every week. And no team has ever put something like that in there that was made
I should have
public.
told you all you needed to know.
Yes. If you need to put that in there, you don't have a franchise quarterback. Because a franchise quarterback in a perfect world, that's practically their life is football. I mean, and no greater example than Peyton Manning or Tom Brady when you look at those guys. They define their lives by how well, and I'm not saying that's healthy, but that's what happens when you're a great. And, no team would have ever, if a team had to say anything to Peyton Manning, it would have been, we're going to request that you watch less film and spend more time with your family to force some sort of work-life balance. Not, hey, we really would like you to actually study. It's just silly. Arizona is just...
Frankly, it's embarrassing that you put that in there. Yes. And then it got leaked that it was in there.
Then they're going to take it out and just be like, it's like, this wasn't a mistake. You just got caught.
I wonder if they put it in there like PayPal put that whole $2,500 disinformation thing. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. And then 2 weeks later, you still see it's in there. You're like, maybe they put that back into Kyler's contract. Let it die down, and like, nah, dude, we're reinstating that.
Yeah. Trust me, it's going to be there.
Yeah, clearly it's not working. So
no, not at all, not at all. And clearly that's become his defining characteristic. Because again, Patrick Peterson, when he's making moves, what's he doing? He's imitating Kyler playing video games.
That's come from somewhere.
That's his identity. That's his identity now in the league, is a guy who doesn't really care that much about football and loves video games and would rather be playing video games. And now people are openly mocking him because of it.
And to see you mock like another player on another team, I don't know that you would openly see that very often. Like, I'm sure it happens, but especially if it wasn't true, they'd be like, nah, Kyler works hard. No, he's always studying film.
Patrick Peterson was his teammate. So this is not just a guy who thought it was a funny rumor or something like that. You are the guy's teammate. You were his teammate for several years. So you would, if you're choosing to take that shot, I think that, it comes from a real place, right? I mean, going back to that Thursday night game, Tampa and Baltimore, we saw early in the game, first or second quarter, Shaq Barrett makes a good defensive play and jumps up and does the legendary Ray Lewis dance. It's 10 minutes later that dude tears his Achilles and he's done for the year. So it's like those types of things you see occasionally happen, but this is a very specific mocking of a player that you just don't see very much. Because I don't think, even in that scenario, Shaq Barrett's not truly mocking Ray Lewis. He's making a big play almost like a Ray Lewis, but obviously against the Ravens, and that's the idea. This is this would be like if Patrick Peterson's playing against the Jets, scored a touchdown, and then brought out Zach Wilson's own mom or something like that. From the stands or something, where it's just like, wow, okay, this dude listens to the stories and, he's really using it to his advantage.
Dang, bro.
There are no rules in this game. But that's basically you just don't see it very much. So it is very interesting to see, and who knows how long that grudge will stay there with Patrick Peterson, but he's got a lot of anger issues when it comes to the Cardinals.
He is not a happy camper with that is for sure. He is not going into their ring of fame anytime soon. I promise you that.